everybody can you hear me? I hope I am audible. Akshita, Dolly, Samsung, Dilip, Preeti, Satvika, Malesh, Abhay Singh, Sushma, Gandepalli, Vishwajit, Naveen, Dishant, Pratik, and others. Okay, some yeah. So how are you all today? You're all good? All good, all good. Anybody who had already attended either my workshops or my classes, and once again you are here, online recorded. So you have finished the lectures. By the way, thank you so much for joining today and showing your interest in the workshop. As I was mentioning a while ago, I wanted actually you people to come up with your own queries and questions if you have any, so that can be our beginning point of talking, something like an ice-breaking thing. So how much time do you have to spend in the workshop today? 1 hour? 1.5 hours? 2 hours? How to update notes with latest examples? Okay, I will keep taking down these questions so that I will 1 hour. Thank you so much, Hari, for sparing your 1 hour. Because you see, I'm somebody who always love to interact with students through questions. When you ask questions, I would feel very, very happy how to deal with unexpected questions. Very nice, very nice. Nice question. Who is that? Vishwajit. और 4-5 questions आपसे लेंगे and then I will start off with whatever plan that I have certain very interesting things to share with you. So you're all good with online courses, right? Provided you are going to interact with me continuously as long as the class is going on. Half of the recorded lectures you have watched. Very good, Hari Kumar. Thank you so much. Okay, so because you see, different people have different opinions about courses. For some, it is always like you should be in the classroom, teacher should be at a touchable distance, and you should also be in a very close proximity with the teacher. Then they feel happy. For some students it is like it's better it is an online thing. आप आराम से अपने बिस्तर पे लेटकर सो रहे हो, I mean सुन रहे हो, I'm so sorry, सुन रहे हो, and due to COVID, so there was a big communication gap. Akshita, I do not know what happened at that time. But you see, the online lectures, I'm now, because that time I don't think it was live. Now it is live. So live में आपका तुरंत आपका doubt clarify हो जाता है immediately. And also for the recorded lecture students also, I am holding doubts clarification sessions twice a week. And you see, whenever you are attending that lecture, if you have any questions, you immediately text to us. Unless otherwise I'm in some class or meeting, I am generally available immediately to pick up the phone and clarify your doubts. So basically, I'm trying to do everything possible to reduce the gap between the teacher and the student. Many times, but they are saying that only online. You are in China. Please get me a clarity. I am so thank you, Venkat. Telegram connection is too good. Telegram connection, I do not know. Yeah, maybe, yeah, whatever. Whatever you said good, yeah, I'll take it. So, Venkat, I have to talk about this as well. Right now, I'm on my field work in China, Beijing. But I have my own classroom set up and everything. This is the office setup, but then in the classroom session, we will have regular classes where from everything goes business as usual. And this is going to be a very beautiful course because I was actually meeting this man, and this book was gifted to me yesterday. See, this was the book Peace and Life in China. This is the book which I started reading because you see, this particular region where I'm trying to work now is a very closed kind of a region where entry itself is a difficult thing. As a tourist, it is fine, but otherwise, as an academician, as a researcher coming here and trying to do research is extremely difficult. But then this region has started to give me very new kind of experiences and understanding about cultures. And see, Venkat, every batch, between every two batches, I generally do my field study, I do my research or some other course, and I try to enrich the next course with whatever I have learned. So my learning is a continuous process. I'm not like somebody who had studied 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and I'm trying to carry on with the same notes throughout. That doesn't happen like that. So every topic that I'm going to deal with in this current batch is going to be extremely beautiful, unlike several other courses that I have done, because it is like I am constantly being in touch with the museums and libraries and culture centers here. So on a daily basis, I would be having this enhancement of the content. So that is going to be extremely beautiful for you. And once the course starts, I will be also doing some lives from particular sites, say some museums or some research sites. From there, I will be doing the lives. That is also one very beautiful advantage that you are going to have. Okay, some more questions are coming here. So Venkat, so you are having live as well as you would have the recorded kind of a thing. I'm sure your doubt is clarified. So many topics I'm unable to recall. So देखते हैं ये पूरे मैं ना टकाटक picture ले लेती हूँ so that I will not miss out the questions every time. I need not have to go back and forth. ठीक है जनरली ऐसा होता नहीं but I do not want to miss. अच्छा ये बताइए you want me to first clarify your questions and then go to what I plan to talk या फिर मैं पहले अपना जो बात करना है मुझे करूँ फिर आपके questions लो आप बताइए. I'm giving you a lot of freedoms actually. Offline classes will also be there, sir. Offline classes will also be there eventually. Thank you, Nihar. हम तो आप पे फिदा हो गए. The way you are a true diplomat. You are a true diplomat. I start with something really, really beautiful. ठीक है? कहाँ से start करूँ? There are so many things. Yeah. So one of the things that comes to anybody's mind when you talk about China is going to be the Great Wall of China. That is number one. The second thing people might think about is CPC Communist Party, uh, communist regime kind of. Third thing, maybe the racial element, which most of us might be talking about. And then और क्या? Yeah, recently the border dispute, how hostile, how friendly we are. Apart from that, the general perception people have, in fact, let me tell you this. Join this course, I would be having certain parameters based on which I would be testing you. And at least 5 people from the batch, I would be sponsoring your trip to China, provided you prove yourself. Visa वगैरह procedure हम बता देंगे. I also want you to see this very, very interesting country with hardworking people. So when I said hardworking, that's where I think we have a beautiful take home from here. That take home is They value every minute. I haven't seen anybody being late even by 1 minute. Can you believe that? So first time when we were called for a diplomatic lunch, dinner is generally invitation here is at 6:30 in the evening. So it was like we were asking whether we should go at 6:30 or can we go at 7 or 7:30. The assistant was rather surprised to see. Good morning, Krishna. So time punctuality is something that is very, very vital with these people. And when I say hard work, suppose you are given a work of 2 hours, every minute they are there on the job. Not a single minute late. And suppose I give them a 5 minutes break in between. I mean, if I'm not giving any work, so immediately they come and ask, "Do you have more work for me, or do you want me to go?" I was really baffled with this kind of a beautiful commitment these people have towards work. I think work ethics is something that you'll have to really understand. And yeah, there's so many such things. There are topics of marriage, topics of religion, topics of polity and freedom, topic of economic ethics, and in anthropology, we have topics of development, displacement, rehabilitation. How is it possible that a country with such a massive population, recently we have crossed them, that's a different story, but otherwise such a massive population, how is it that they are able to control such population? Control, I really mean the word control, and make them behave. There is no unruly behavior anywhere, and there is that very beautiful fear in them. And I always believe that fear and faith, these two are the very important things. And the fear that is there, that makes people go in a punctual, disciplined manner to finish the task. No single word uttered. We will talk about so many things on that, in that way. And this year, 2025, I'm expecting questions. 2025 main exam, I'm expecting a lot of questions on village anthropology, rural anthropology, agrarian social structure, etc. And that was the reason why I wanted to read this particular book, Peace and Life in China, to exactly understand how different our agrarian society is from their agrarian society. So, on that note, I would be starting my talk today. Are you all there, sir? And I'm also sure my voice is not so melodious that you would get to sleep. Hmm? I do not know when was the last time your mother had sung lullabies for you. And some people, yeah, in the class, they doze off sometimes. Maybe they feel that I'm singing lullabies for them. But yeah, I thought I would begin with some of the questions that you have asked, then I will go to. Uh, thank you so much. Dishant, you have so many stories. I do not know whether you heard from your seniors. I am a good storyteller as far as the classroom is concerned. बाहर तो कम ही बात करते हैं, but class में because you are paying, so I have to talk. Huh? Every minute that you pay for, I pay you off. At what time of the cycle is it ideal to join the course when giving the exam in a year? See, Akshita, it is something like this. So this question I will answer. I will start from the first question that people have given, and then subsequently I will take. Generally, what happens is, suppose you are writing the exam in 2025 May. The ideal thing will be 1.5 before the preliminary exam that you are trying to give, you should be. So I was saying that at least 1.5 before the preliminary exam, you should be writing, starting your optional subject. Ideal thing will be first you finish your optional subject, then you go for doing the general studies kind of things. So somewhere in the month of November 2023, the student should be starting to write the exam in 2025. Yeah, हुआ नहीं इस तरह से, मतलब टाइम बन नहीं पाया, और बिकॉज nobody guided you that way, mostly people would start both of them together. This is the second thing. When we are doing both the subjects together, time management becomes very, very vital and tricky. Because the formula is very simple, sir. That is, suppose you are giving the exam, suppose you are attending the class for say 2 hours, का class आप कर रहे हो. Back home, you have to give the work at least for 2 hours. So if I'm taking a class of 2.5 hours, back home, the basic minimum preparation, a self-study that you should be doing will be between 2.5 hours. So it is in that sense, gen studies or optional, दोनों का आपका preparation चल रहा है simultaneously. So if you are attending the gen studies class for 4 hours, you should have a back home preparation for 4 hours. So you should be ready to plan your day accordingly. And as it is generally said, no time is early for the preparation for civil services. And that is the reason why I have been seeing students preparing for the civil services right from the first and second year of graduation. The idea, and these days, students have understood that, okay, if my target is clearly civil services, I would do bare minimum what is necessary for my college, and most of the work that I would be doing with civil service. Kind of, I have seen some of the very smart students. Recently, also there was one girl, we were actually training her in Hyderabad, in the offline course. So she's into her second year, and she has that very amazing kind of writing skills. Initially, when I was trying to evaluate her skill, I didn't know that she is still in her second year of graduation. But then I see a lot of prospect in her, because ultimately what matters for us is whether we are able to write the answers clearly, give the ideas that we have studied, we have understood properly. Because how much ever you are good at oratory skills, ultimately, if you're not able to put it on paper, that is going to be difficult for us to be called for the interview. So writing becomes very, very essential for us. I hope, Akshita, I have answered your question. Now I will start with some of the questions that you have given to me just now. Okay. So how to update the notes? Once again, Akshita's question with latest examples and case studies. See, generally, what happens, gentlemen, is when we are taking a course, I try to give you the most updated stuff in your class. Very recent examples, cases, जैसा कि अभी आपको यहाँ से जो मेरा field वाला work है, I tell you something. You are given the syllabus sheet, and yeah, kindly share the syllabus sheet once. So, gentlemen, you can actually go through the syllabus page in chapter 1, paper 1. You have chapter 1.6. Okay, go to chapter 1.6. You find there one title by name. So 1.6 talks about so many fossil ancestors of genus Homo sapiens. In that you have one, Homo erectus. In Homo erectus, there's so many versions. Homo erectus of Asia, Homo erectus of Europe, Homo erectus of Africa. So in Homo erectus, yeah, I'll come to that actually. So in the Homo erectus, you have one that is Homo erectus of Java, Homo erectus of Peking. So this Homo erectus pekinensis is something that I've been working on from a very close quarter, from a real touchable distance. So actually, I can give you the very vital information from the field, because most of the things that when we are reading from the book without the field study, it becomes difficult to understand. That's the reason why, because of my, tribal staying, tribal studies, I have been able to give a huge contemporarily relevant kind of, case studies and added information. So that is where, when you're doing the course, I'm trying to give you the most updated kind of information. Apart from that, the second thing will be On a daily basis, we will be uploading Anthropology news diary on our website. We also have launched an app. Kindly download the app to go through those details. So you can actually download the app, and on a daily basis you can see the Anthro news diary, wherein I try to give the latest things that are published in the journals, at least two topics every day we try to give, and some questions for practice we will be giving. So sometimes what happens is I repeat the question. So don't think that madam is repeating the question. Repetition of the question is important sometimes, because if I want you to practice such question, because the question that I have answered today, it might have an altogether different answer if I'm answering after maybe 2 or 3 months of time, based on the kind of understanding that I'm getting in the meantime. So this is one. And the third thing is, as Akshita is saying, when you are writing the test series in the future times, generally what I try to do is those test question papers will have very contemporary questions. Several of them you must have studied in the classroom. Classroom gives you that conceptual clarity, and from the based on the classroom, if anything new is to be studied by the student, which was not taught in your actual batch, I will try to put it in the test series, so that I will get that opportunity to discuss more contemporary content with you. So I think that question. And apart from that, as you are going through the course, I will be telling you certain journals, so from there, from the libraries, etc. Certain journals I will name. Based on your comfort, you can go through those journals to, update your information. And then Vishwajit was asking this question, how to deal with unexpected questions. See, one part of this is when my lectures, I mean, some of your seniors must have told you, or some of you have already been enrolled into a few, online courses. What I do is the class is divided into several parts. One is the explanation of a concept. I try to, what was it? Yeah, unexpected question. So, um, generally, what happens is when I take up the class, first I give the conceptual clarity, and on few of them I would be on many of them I would be giving a dictated notes. But then when I'm giving the explanation, running note has to be mandatorily done by you, because several references, several discussions that go in the running note may not be exactly replicated in the dictated notes. Hence, what happens is, see, mostly what we find is unexpected questions, the word that you're using, they come from the discussions that we have, may not be from the dictations that we do. So you'll have to be really, really alert on that. See, out of the entire 500 marks papers, both together, one or two questions that are highly unexpected is expected. At least that liberty examiner should have. So don't really judge the papers based on the mild 10 mark or 20 marks, etc. But yeah, thankfully, in the case of anthropology, more than 95% of the questions we have been able to identify, we have been able to expect well in advance. So you don't worry about it. Whichever year that you are writing the exam, the practice has been that just before your main examination, I generally do this ritual, the very religious exercise of releasing the most expected areas for that year. That list also I will be providing. So I think that should not be a major problem. I'll take the pictures of some of these and then I will keep rolling through. Okay. Now let me go ahead with the other questions. There are many topics in anthropology I'm unable to recall. How can I recall? Does mind maps really help? प्रतीक आप वही हो लास्ट टाइम जो इंटरव्यू गए थे. So, Pratik, the thing is, First and foremost thing is you develop an affection towards the subject. That's very important. I always say this, that your optional subject is like your closest of the girlfriends or your life partners. You'll have to have an absolute affection towards the subject because that is going to give you the service. अभी थोड़ी देर में हम देखेंगे जनरल स्टडीज में what percentage, what, how many marks can actually be addressed through anthropology optional. So, when you're talking about recalling, you should always make it a point that micro note has to be made, micro pointers have to be made in your classroom, class notes. When we are writing the class notes, I will tell you how exactly to write down the micro pointers, and revision has to be done continuously. Mind maps वगैरह ये आपका choice है how you do. And one more thing is, if you are learning the concept with that clarity and interconnectedness, जैसा paper 1, paper 2, different chapters का जो connection बनता है, with that connection, if you are able to remember, it is very easy to recall. You'll really enjoy, let me tell you. So I don't think, see, हर subject का अपना अपना दस्ता है. You have a lot of topics in every optional subject. No, there's no optional subject which is having less syllabus kind of. Every optional subject has got its own load. हर subject का ये problem होता ही है. But only solution is whichever subject you are reading, anthro, social, whatever you are reading, do it with that affection, that will definitely come. So don't worry. I mean, ये तो आपको थोड़ा comical लगेगा, but still. Hari was saying up to 30 recorded classes after that couldn't concentrate. अब ये तो, if you are not able to concentrate, it means that there is some problem with your goal clarity. अगर आपको अपना goal clear है, आपको exam clear करना है, you have to get that concentration. अब ये excuse नहीं बनेगा. We are not here to hear any excuse. If you have to pass the exam, you have taken a subject, you are supposed to give your 100% to it. It means that there is some problem with the fire in the belly. That you'll have to get it right. I'm very sorry, Hari, but you have asked this question and I have to answer as a teacher. And somebody said recorded classes. Offline रहेगा 2000. Generally, the next June batch I might be thinking of. But if at all, so अभी ये बैच तो यहाँ से लाइव है. June 2025 I would be planning. अब मैं लंबे लंबे plans तो मैं बनाती नहीं हूँ. As I believe in today, and my task is अभी मैं आपको यहाँ से लाइव कर रही हूँ. I will be trying to give my maximum to help you out, and yeah, that's how it is. My attempt is 2025. Will the course complete? Definitely, Dolly, because yeah, I'll show you something here. I'll show you something. ये तो last में बताना था, but I will show you now. This is actually a tentative schedule, ma. So if I'm starting the live, ये filling जो आपका होगा, this I will be doing later when I take the first class. Here I'm not filling the topics and all. So 14th November, if I'm beginning your course, tentatively I should be able to finish by the end of February. यहाँ तो 28 February लिखा है, उसका ये वीक आप इधर उधर बना सकते हो. So somewhere around, so this is the target कि 28 तक complete करो. So in order to finish that, sometimes I may have to fill in your Saturdays also. Yeah, kind of. So it is pretty much fine. But the thing is, you should be able to complete your preparation of the optional subject along with your regular course. Along with your regular course, ठीक है? I will take some more questions. So ये दो था. Somebody is saying, I completed my classes from so and so classes, but I do not have confidence to write a question. Can you suggest me any way to future for the future? Because so did you not approach your teacher, whoever has taught you? First and foremost thing is आपने जिससे भी सीखा हो उनको बताइए what the problem is. If they are able to help out. Mm. Otherwise, the only thing is आपको पहले तो देखिए नोट्स ठीक से बना है नहीं बना है आपका. चाहिए कि नोट्स ठीक से बने. And then you should be able to get that connect from one segment to the other. Where I know you can take the tests and all you can. Writing is the only solution. If concepts are not clear, concepts आपको clear करना ही पड़ेगा. Either you do from your own material, either you take somebody's help, etc. Conceptual clarity is extremely important. There is no second thought about it. Examiner को आपके दो sentence पढ़कर पता चल जाएगा कि how confident you are with your concepts. Concepts अगर clear नहीं है, then you can approach me separately. Maybe I will talk to you, ask somebody to get me in touch with who is this Krishna Mishra after the session is over so that I'll be able to talk to him in private. And then follow-up questions like how to use, which was provided. विश्वजीत इसका ठीक से समझ नहीं आया. Follow-up questions like how to use AND. See, AND के questions जो है, if you are just a beginner, I don't suggest you. Midway through your course, you can perhaps start looking into the AND questions and solve only those questions which you have already done the preparation about. But the same question, as I told you, you will have a different answer after a while, after you complete the course. So what I generally do is first 1 week तो कुछ लिखाते नहीं, मतलब questions wise. From the 10th day onwards, we will start making you write the answers so that you would actually have this thing. You would actually have the possibility of improving. So ये question जो आपने 10th day लिखा है, same question if you're writing at the end of the course, you will have a different answer, but it doesn't mean that you should wait till the course is over. So I think क्या नाम बताएं? So only solution for you will be to start writing. उससे बढ़कर तो कुछ नहीं. ठीक है बेटा. And then let me see the other questions. Will you correct answers if we practice daily? Not less. We will talk about this, Dishant. I will talk about this in a while. Okay. I have a lot of expectations from my students, and I really love the students who write the most and trouble me the most. I'll try to answer this now itself before or you may think that, okay, ma'am, answer bana rahi hai kahin. I strongly believe that the ultimate test of your understanding is writing. And this writing alone can take you to the UPSC to clear the exam. No doubt about that. And see, after a while in the course, I will start to give you list of questions. कुछ क्वेश्चन को हम बताते हैं कि अभी लिखो, कुछ क्वेश्चंस को हम कहते हैं कि आप रुक जाओ, थोड़े दिन बाद लिख लो kind of. But apart from this, my program goes like this. I divide the syllabus into particular blocks. After each block is done, we have a set of assignments. I mean, a set of questions in the assignment. Assignment आप घर पर देखकर पढ़कर लिखोगे, and we will be discussing in the classroom and stuff. And based on how you are going to share the assignments with me through the team, I will be evaluating and giving you the feedback. Apart from these assignments, we will also be having the tests. Test ka to, no, there is going to be an uploading through the portal, and then I will be discussing the test paper in the class. I will be evaluating and giving. For me, I recognize those students who write the test well. If you're not a student with the writing of the test, I don't really value you. I don't really consider that you have any possibility of clearing the exam. Even before you, even much more than yourself, for me, your writing is more important. For me, evaluation of your paper is more important. So whether it is in block or in huge number of questions, that is secondary, but I am always there to help you out. It might be a little load for me. If at all there's a huge load, I might take the help of my assistants to, help me out with evaluation. And but then if you are somebody who is really working hard, you will not miss my side. And I am always there to back you, to push you through the exam. I hope I have given you the necessary answers. ठीक है दिशांत और क्वेश्चन से देखिए I have a problem with Ember. I can't able to decide which syllabus. Can you suggest me how to decode the syllabus to make knowledge about case studies? So Satish, is it that you are planning to attend this course or you are asking this question for your personal study? Because if you are attending the program right from the day one, we would be discussing the syllabus on a regular basis. And from each topic of the syllabus, I will be telling what to study, where to study. I'll be, explaining the concepts and all that stuff. Ember is a book that we have left long time back. Now I am no more recommending the book. And, but remember, sir, if you are joining my course, do not buy any books as of now. Do not buy any books as of now. I will tell you when to buy, what to buy, etc. And then there are some more questions that I did not copy from here. Let me go to them one by one. How to make notes during the classes? Very good question. Who is this? If I may know the name. Name is written as iPhone. If you have any privacy issues, I don't trouble you, but then I would love to see the name of the boy or girl, whoever. So generally, the first class that you are going to have, in the first class itself, I will tell you how to make the notes. And yeah, Dinakar, thank you so much, Dinakar, for responding. Dinakar, the notes is going to be explained. How exactly to write the notes is the first major task that we are going to have in the first class. Because many students, even in the offline, when I see, whether you are serious about the exam or not, it is easy to understand. And even in your case, even if you are doing this course in the online mode, when we have the doubts clarification sessions, I will randomly pick up some names. I will tell the counselors to arrange meet with you, ask you to show your notes. So that this you might not have seen in any online program. Because for me, it is very important that you get your rank. Not that I'm going to boast of as if it is my rank, and it's not like that. Because I always consider this a very challenging thing to make students clear the exam. Not simply clearing the exam, but with very highly respectful marks and the kind of rank that you are going to get. And hence, what I generally do is I would ask our people to get to see the notes that you are making so that I can help you out, guide you regarding how, etc. So in the first class, I am going to tell you the note making thing. And yeah, Ember wala problem हमने बताया. And then thank you so much, Dishan. So, because I don't see more questions here, let me go to what I wanted to talk about. Okay. Now, I thought I wanted to show something. Generally, I don't talk on these lines, basically. But today I thought I would. Many times students keep on asking, where anthropology is. It can be put to use in general studies, essay, etc. A brief, idea I'm trying to give here. This is the assessment that we get from the several years of analysis that from GS1 you can actually, get a help from anthropology up to 50 to 70 marks. In general studies too also because we have a lot of tribal issues, governance related things, social justice. From there also you get about 30 to 50 marks from anthropology related topics. And then you have in GS3 environmental studies, human genetics, etc., etc. You have up to 50, 40 to 60 marks. And then you have the ethics case. Ethics paper is something that is very truly using. I mean, it has the possibility of using a lot of anthropological understandings. And the perspective anthropology gives in understanding things is very beautiful. You can really, really look at things in a different angle. And it is all the more true with general studies also. And hence, you can see that in general studies, somewhere between, 150 to 230 marks, you can actually answer in a much better manner with the help of anthropology and also in the case of journalists. So meaning that on an average, this 500 marks is basically from anthropology, 300 as you could see the assessment here somewhere between 150 to 230 and 50 to 100. So I may round it off to about 300, 250 to 300. So you're not studying anthropology simply for this 500 marks, but you are studying this for 750 to 800 marks. I mean, that is really beautiful. But then you see, sir, I never advise the student to take any optional subject simply because it has the capability or it has some kind of intersecting syllabus with general studies, because you also should know that the perspective in which general studies answers are written and optional answers are written is very much different. You'll have to be really cautious while you are presenting the answers for general studies using your optional subject. You'll have to be really, really cautious on those lines. Having said this, see, when we talk about the subject of anthropology, people must be wondering, what we study, how we study, etc., from where I should begin. I thought of mentioning this thing to you that from where you begin your subject, from where you begin studying your optional subject, plays a major role in how you would plan your preparation in the future, how the preparation is going to be really, really strong. As I say, the foundations. People keep asking that where do I get basics of anthropology from? There is nothing like basics of anthropology in one bunch of books like NCRT, and then it's not like that. Every topic that you are going to study has its own distinctive concepts, distinctive vocabulary. That is the reason why when I try to inject a topic, I will begin with some very significant terminologies, vocabulary, so that I can start conversing with you in that terminology. In fact, you would really appreciate this. About the first 1 week of your classes, mostly they go in teaching you the vocabulary, teaching you the concepts that I can start talking to you in the subject. Understand this. Most of you are coming from non-anthropology background. And if you are coming to a very new subject, not knowing even if at all I can use the word basics, and I'm sure many of you must have come to know the existence of a subject like anthropology only after you decided to take up UPSC. Am I correct? Or but anybody who are from anthropology background, anybody from anthropology background, like you have done bachelor's, master's in anthropology before you started preparing for UPSC. Do we have anybody like that? I am afraid not. Yes, Tanuja, are you from anthropology? I'm very glad to see that. Which university, which course, if I may know? In the meantime, let me talk by the time Tanuja types. Great. So you are doing your master's there? Hyderabad Central University has been one of the major contributors of literature to anthropology. So I do not know whether she was there when Dr. K.K. Mishra was teaching. Later he got transferred to other university. K.K. Mishra's book, right now I do not have. K.K. Mishra sir's book, textbook of linguistic anthropology, anthropological linguistics, that is very, very popular. So basically, see, in the last about more than 22 years of my association with UPSC anthropology, if at all Tanuja joins us as our student, she will be the seventh student who has come from anthropology background. You can understand. In so many years, if I see that very bleak numbers, so most of you come from, okay, integrated MA anthropology. Okay, great. So now, if I may ask, what are you doing now, Tanuja? Working, associated with somebody? Though I'm not happy that after bachelor's you opted out, or is it because you wanted to do your master's somewhere else? Yeah, some of you have this, some of you opt out after bachelor's. I do understand that. So, whenever you are doing your great, great working in NN as a technical assistant for anthropology, that is really beautiful. Thank you, Tanuja, for joining this particular workshop. I'm really, really joyous and excited to see you there. Because unfortunately in India, we do not have this awareness of social sciences, all the more so about anthropology. So what happens is that from where I begin my subject, in order to have a very strong foundation, generally what we see is you can begin your subject anywhere with whichever branch. You have biological or physical anthropology, you have social anthropology, Indian social system, or archaeology. You have a huge number of them. But what I have seen in these years of experience is that if you are beginning your subject with anthropological theory, you would do tremendously well in almost all the branches, because any social science, every social science has got its own theoretical core. If you're strong at the theoretical core, you would be really doing wonders in the rest of the subject. Because what the subject offers, how they have studied, what they have studied, all this actually happens from the understanding of anthropological theory. So if you are coming from any technical background, like you are an engineer, if you are a medical doctor, etc., and you have for the first time started to study any social science and all the more so anthropology, if I'm starting your course with anthropology theory, sometimes you may wonder, what is it that we are studying? But then, take my word, people who have mastered anthropology theory, they will do really beautiful in the rest of the topics. So the best thing will be to begin with anthropology theory and establish that connect from theory, everything branches out. So some thinkers might be there who did archaeology. So you would try to link this man in wherever archaeology things are there. Or some people who must have done really beautiful in physical anthropology. So our friend is there who is working in National Institute of Nutrition. So maybe perhaps we will try to take her help. One odd brief talk she might actually deliver for us about nutritional anthropology. What say, Tanuja? When we do this course, will you be able to take one half hour, 1 hour kind of a talk on your work in NN, as well as a talk on nutritional anthropology? Because I generally do this. So last class we had an archaeologist, last batch we had an archaeologist, practicing archaeologist. So he was delivering his talk on this. So a couple of years ago, there was somebody on digital anthropology. That man joined our course only to master certain things on digital anthropology. So he was sharing his experience of digital anthropology in one of the brief programs. So yeah, I'm waiting for your answer, Khaled. From where to begin? That is one major thing. And yeah, when you're trading, when you're going through your syllabus, you see that from after anthropology theory, you may perhaps do. What I generally do is I do in a wave fashion. One segment if I'm doing from social, the other may I may do from archaeology, the other I may do from social again, one I may do from physical, kind of. So we will have that wave kind of a thing. We would try to change the tone of what we are doing from maybe thought to physical to archaeology to social kind of. So the diverse kind of things you are exposed to. And that would sustain your interest. As somebody was saying a while ago, that there's a problem with sustaining the interest and all. One of the things might be that there might be a monotony if it's doing in a monotonous way. Because every topic in your syllabus has its own spirit of writing. There's a different way in which you answer archaeology related questions when compared to maybe the ones in the thought. Definitely, 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 Tanuja. I'll be very, very happy to have you around. We will be very happy to have you around. And when we do the relevant topics and before, much, much before, once we start our course, etc., I will have a personal call with you. I will try to understand what you are actually trying to do in your institute so that you can give us a profile of the institute because you see, not many of us know. Some of you who might be staying in Hyderabad itself, you might be driving past National Institute of Nutrition. You wouldn't really bother what's there inside and what the hell they might be doing. But then these are all prestigious institutions which are associated with the discipline of anthropology. So, yeah, you would really wonder, you'd really wonder. We are going to come across several names of anthropologists, I tell you. Anybody here from Nagpur who have joined the webinar today? Anybody from Nagpur? I'm waiting. Or Pune? Pune, Nagpur? No? Wardha? Yeah, Pune, very nice. So if you're in Pune, what do you study? Your name Nahush. Nahush Falke. Any which college, which university you study in, Nahush? Nihar, very nice. Thank you. Which university or college? Very nice. प्रतीक मुझे आपके नाम से ही पता लगा कि हाँ पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी वेरी गुड निहार पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रेट सो अगर यूनिवर्सिटी से हो कैन या Pune University has a separate museum, tribal museum you have in the university. And Pune also has Deccan College. If at all you had gone to Deccan College, अगर आप पुणे में हो, Deccan College is a mandatory site that you should be visiting for anthropology. So archaeology के लिए you visit Pune. Deccan College. बहुत सारे लड़के ना after they start doing our program, then they would understand, okay, Deccan College के पास से तो हम गुजर रहे थे every day, but we never thought that we should be going inside and seeing what is there. You have Archaeology Museum of H.D. Sankalia, और पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी में तो ट्राइबल म्यूजियम है ही where there are items for sale as well. सो ये तो एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल है। हमारे कई शहरों से जहाँ कहीं से भी हमारे, वी हैव समथिंग important for our subject, and we should know which museums, which libraries we have to visit, so that we can get an understanding, a practical understanding of the subject. The way you actually think, I do not know whether it is positive or negative, but then अगर हम लोग सब इकट्ठा रहते तो हम शायद एक जगह जाकर, we can actually see physically kind of. But otherwise also, I mean, this is one other important thing. अगर नागपुर से हो तो नागपुर में भी एंथ्रोपोलॉजिकल सर्वे वाला ऑफिस है. I mean, the library is there, museum is there. You can perhaps go to the regional museum and see. These going to the museums, research institutes there, we are supposed to make it a habit to see to it that our theoretical understanding gets capitalized into practical understanding. Even in the classroom, in the online program also, I will try to keep sharing. Suppose हम archaeology आपको कर रहे, तो we'll try to show the kind of stones, the kind of tools that we use, the kind of various other artifacts. Yeah, the models we will try to present and all that stuff. So this is what it was. Any more questions? So जहां तक के कोर्स का सवाल है, that will go up to February end, number one. And your attendance, I am very, very particular about. Uh, Let me tell you here. The major difference between the physical course and the online course that you do. Physical course में भी absenteeism होता है, ऐसा नहीं कि absenteeism नहीं होता है. Though we try to make calls, we try to talk to people why you are not there and stuff. Most of the responsibility of taking care of your attendance and attention depends on you if you are in the online program. हम अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश करेंगे कि we'll get in touch with you, but regular attendance is very important. अगर आप recorded course कर रहे हो, so you don't try to pause in between whatever 2.5, 3 hours, whatever class that goes on. You have to finish that in the at a single go. जिस तरह ऑफलाइन कोर्स होता है, जिस तरह लाइव प्रोग्राम होता है, उसी तरह से आपका रिकॉर्डेड क्लास भी within that stipulated time you should finish. You don't try to pause. You don't try to go back and revisit unless in very extreme cases. तो ये बहुत important चीज है. Second thing is, do not have that slack कि हाँ ठीक है, ये एक डाउट, ये चीज समझ नहीं आई तो बाद में देख लेंगे, सीख लेंगे घर जाकर. ये तो ऑफलाइन क्लास में भी होता है. सारे बंदे तो दे नॉट गोइंग टू कम अप विद वेरी expressing all the questions and doubts, but you are supposed to do that. चैट बॉक्स में लिखिए, क्वेश्चंस लिखिए, अपने डाउट्स लिखिए. डाउट्स क्लैरिफिकेशन इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई वैल्यू दोज बैचेस दैट आस्क मेनी क्वेश्चंस, मेनी रिलेवेंट क्वेश्चंस. ऐसा नहीं कि नो कोई तुक्का खेल रहा है. Nothing like that. You are supposed to ask relevant questions, and I extremely love the people who are coming up with the questions and learning. ये देखो, be very, very specific, particular about taking down your notes. जब ऑनलाइन में आप लेक्चर सुनते हो, you always wear your headphones. Don't get distracted. Sit at a place where you have that absolute privacy and absolute undisturbed attention to take your lecture, attend your lecture. And see to it that every word that we are going to talk in the class and dictate, that goes into your notes. This is very, very vital. And coming to the questions, whatever questions I give you, you promptly write the answers, get a feedback from me, and try to see to it that you come to get qualified for my scholarship that I'm going to give you is sponsored visit to China. Five of you, based on your performances in the test, I will handpick so that I will take you to the museums here and all the itinerary we try to follow. Yeah. And yeah, we will be beginning your class on 14th if it is live. And also for those of you who might have completed your courses before, we will be having long-term writing programs, long-term test programs are there. And from this year, I'm starting a very personal mentorship program for anthropology, personal mentorship program for anthropology, on which I'm going to have one more workshop on 16th of November. So, sir, 16th November details also I want you to send to the students. So, if at all your friends or yourself, who have already done anthropology preparation earlier, if at all they are looking for any kind of mentorship program, personal mentorship program, where I would be constantly there with them. So that is a daily answer writing program, basically. How exactly that goes, that writing assignment goes, I will be giving you those details on 16th of November. Um, Gentlemen, please let me know any more clarifications, any more questions that are there. Yeah, मुझे और भी बताना है. So once you get enrolled into the program, you will be provided with the necessary books. Books will reach you at your address. And so enrollment के बाद 4-5 दिन तो लगेंगे based on the location where you stay. And then, in addition to your class notes, in addition to the books that you are going to, that you are, can you see this on the screen? 14th of November, we are going to start this particular thing. So, writing assignments, I mean, this is how it is. So, personal mentorship program, we are going to start on, we are going to have on 16th workshop, kindly attend. And then so you see, in the case of the tests and so Dishant, generally after every 15 days or 18 days, we are going to have a test based on whatever we are finishing in those couple of weeks. Comprehensive test will happen soon after your course is over. So one round of writing, one round of testing will be done with your course. And after that, generally for much more rigorous writing and all, people take up the other test series. Like, there are certain test series that will have 40 weeks programs, 28 weeks programs like that, with a validity of 1 year or 240 days kind of a thing. But one complete round of writing, which I insist student has to do, will happen during your learning. Okay. And then can I know, do we need to do any? No, there are no prerequisites. I do not know what's the name of this participant who's written as Zoom user. May I know your name, sir, if possible, if there is no problem for you. So there are no prerequisites. In fact, there is going to be a problem of unlearning. So we will have to start with the scratch while you are studying this to learn it right, to learn it right. So don't worry about any prerequisites. अगर आपको कुछ करना ही है ये 14 तारीख तो I mean this hardly 3 or 4 days of time. अगर आपको कुछ करना ही है तो what you can do is you go through Ministry of Tribal Affairs मोटा website, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. आप generally आप देखा कीजिए what tribes are there, what documentaries are there, what documents are there. आप ये चीज कर सकते 3-4 दिन में इससे बढ़ के तो कुछ होगा नहीं. प्रतीक देशमुख wants recording of this class, sir. इसको तो YouTube में आप post करने वाले. So Pratik, I think once they upload it in the YouTube, they will send you the link. ठीक है? Thank you so much, Pratik, for asking. नहीं अच्छा लगता है because I tell you this, I am I'm very fond of watching movies and all. I watch them completely in the sense, starting के अगर titles भी miss होते हैं तो I really can't afford, that kind of feeling. So I go back once again to watch the same movie, starting from the first slide, kind of. Thank you so much, Pratik, for that. So they have posted the date, that is 14th of November 2024. हाँ, टाइमिंग बताना। यहाँ पर तो टाइम नहीं दिया सर ये पोस्टर में। I think you have to give the time also, live class wala. So live class is in the morning at 7 o'clock India time. Indian Standard Time, 7 o'clock. So 7 to 9:30 is going to be your class. This time we have scheduled because several students were like, either they have other classes to attend or they have offices to attend. So in order to facilitate, we are starting the class at 7 o'clock, 7 to 9:30. So before your breakfast, you're finishing your class. Before your lunch, you're preparing your anthropology class of that particular day. And post lunch, you have all time for yourself. And our questions, YouTube link with us to everybody, Nahush, everybody. For everybody who has attended this particular session or who have registered but couldn't make it for some reason. Generally होता है ना कि हम register कर लेते हैं, but we don't attend the sessions, and also we will share the link so that you can watch in the YouTube and see. Your batch, I told you, it's going to be a very beautiful journey for me because I'm going to use whole lot of new books that I have purchased recently. एक ये हो गया, American Studies and Anthropology of India. This is one new book that I have purchased. And यहाँ से तो question आया ही था last batch भौमिक, before the last main examination this book was released, Writings of Indian Anthropology and Anthropologists. ये एक नया book है, and this is another new book that I got, Recent Trends in Anthropological Research. So next year 2025 I'm expecting to see many questions from here. And this is another book that I have purchased recently, Caste and Democratic Politics in India. So बहुत सारी ऐसे बुक्स हैं, ये एक बुक है द आइलैंड, द लास्ट आइलैंड, ये वाला भी एक बुक है. So many books are there which I will be sharing with you, the content as well as the pictures of the books, and also that from various sites in China I will be having live from you. और जैसे जैसे हम कुछ कुछ जगहों पर जाते हैं वहां से पिक्चर्स भी हम कैप्टिवेट करेंगे. And if any valuable things are there that can help you in. अच्छा, और एक भी है. One series I am starting on the website, वो आपको शायद ऐप पर भी मिलेगा, the China content जो है, from the newspapers here, because these newspapers you don't get anywhere else, and there's no online also. Certain significant things which can help you, not simply in your anthropology, but even in your general studies. We will be providing you those on the website. So I think that will really help you. जो चीजें अभी मैं बता सकती हूँ through the website and all, I will be posting them in the website. वहां से आपको बहुत beautiful content मिलेगा for general understanding also. And yeah, there are certain other posts as well. एक है जो personal mentorship वाला. I do not know whether you are able to see this on my screen. Personal mentorship, इसका वर्कशॉप है 16 नवंबर को, ठीक है, और कोर्स तो बिगिन होगा 26 नवंबर, एंड ऑन 16 नवंबर आई एम गोइंग टू explain to you how the personal mentorship will be. Hari has a question. I'm a working professional. I have 6 hours in a day, Saturday, Sunday, so we'll be able to manage to cover both papers for 2025 you are giving. So how far your general studies is done? How far your general studies is done? Hari, you can perhaps do one thing. हम आपसे personally बात करेंगे Sir Hari Sake, you can actually take his information, and we can talk to him over phone personally so that we can guide him accordingly. क्योंकि वो तो ज़्यादा personal है, so I do not want to discuss here. And then somebody, Arvindnath. Is there any program for daily answer writing? That's what I'm talking about, personal mentorship program. ठीक है. इसके लिए Arvind, you are to attend that workshop of 16th without fail. और कुछ सरकार, any more questions, comments, advices? ठीक है हरी, आप नंबर वहां से ले लीजिएगा. You can leave your number. Somebody will text you. Somebody will text you from that number if you're still interested. They will talk to you and arrange a call with me. So don't hesitate for anything. Just feel free to come up with questions, queries, clarifications, whatever you want. Venkat, you're there? Venkat, initially you were there asking a few things. I hope your doubts are clarified. Where is Venkat? Gandepalli, Venkat Sairam. Narandi. Yeah. So that's it. There we are. Hope to see you all on 14th morning, IST 7. And also kindly, if at all you have any other friends who are looking for anthropology, ask them to watch this workshop on YouTube. They are welcome into the course, and anybody who needs writing assistance, who need anything else related to anthropology, feel free to talk to us. I'll be helping you. So you can get in touch with the front desk, or you can simply write to these numbers, this number info, this ID info@sosin.com. I'll get the information from there and I'll try to strike a call with you. So if you all permit, I will close the session here. Any more questions, any more queries, even after this session is done, I invite you to call, to text, to write, so that I can help you, Tanuja. I will look forward to see you. Yeah. Malesh, thank you. Pratik, Neeraj, Sai, thank you so much. Dishant, have a good time, everybody.